Everyone, and welcome to our City Council. Today it's August 27, 2019. After a month and a half of recess, we are back in business and hope to have a great session. As the new fiscal year 2019-2020 approach, we are focusing our attention on our city budget for the year 2019-2020, finding ways to tackling the environmental crisis that we are facing not only in South Florida in our county, but in our city, and at the same time preparing for the 2020 census. As we move forward, I'm confident that we are going to work together and make a change in our city. Let's get to work. Madam City Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilman Desilme,
Here.
Vice Mayor Keys. Here. Councilman Galvin.
Here.
Councilwoman Estime Irvin. Mayor Bieneme.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum to proceed.
Thank you very much. And now, for the Pledge of Allegiance, we're going to have Detective Oswald Salien from the North Miami Police Department, followed by invocation with Pastor Derek Allen from Christ Center Church. Please rise.
If everyone could just place your right hand over your chest, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yes. Okay, you may now be
Pastor.
seated. Oh,
Thank you. No, Pastor Derek Allen for invocation.
I think he's doing it.
Pastor,
You doing it?
no,
He's doing the invocation.
he's not. Can we call Mr. Brinson?
Let's all bow. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity for us to come out and carry out the city's business. We thank you for everyone who has come out. We hope that everything said and done here will be for the benefit of the city. We ask special blessing upon everyone who is coming tonight. Let's all say amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Be seated.
She gonna come here.
it's because they couldn't see, that's why.
We don't have any special presentation tonight. City events and announcement.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, staff, and North Miami neighbors. I'm Unicia Baker. I'm the Senior Public Information Officer for the City of North Miami, and I'm here to share some of our city's upcoming outreach events, programs, and initiatives with you. If you're a North Miami water utility customer, please note that all in-person utility billing customer service needs are now being handled exclusively at the new City of North Miami Customer Service Center. Such services include new account creations, account reactivations, account closures, customer inquiries, payments, and sewer credit application submissions. The NOMI CSC is located right across the street at 811 Northeast 125th Street. Be sure to have all required documents in hand before visiting. The NOMI water utility customer should also note that the city now has a new and improved online utility bill payment system. It's located on our e-services portal or at northmiamifl.gov/utility bill. The new system has no minimum payment amounts. It also has no convenience fees, and you can also make online payments of delinquent accounts. For more information, please contact the utility billing customer service team at 305-895-9330. The Florida Department of Transportation is developing the design for 3 roadway improvement projects along State Road 909, West Dixie Highway, from Northeast 119th Street to the north of Northeast 124th Street, and State Road 922, which is Northeast 125th Street, from Northeast 5th Avenue to Northeast 7th Avenue in Miami-Dade County. FDOT would like to further discuss this project with North Miami residents during a community meeting on Thursday, August 29th from 6 to 8 p.m. here in the North Miami Council Chamber. Everyone is invited. Mayor Philippe Bien-Aimé is in collaboration with Vice Mayor Carol Keys Esquire, Councilwoman Mary Estime Irvin, elected City Clerk Vanessa Joseph Esquire, and the Florida Immigrant Coalition, also known as FLIC, to host a citizenship drive for North Miami residents. The drive will provide resources to guide qualifying residents through the naturalization process. This event takes place Saturday, August 31st from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the North Miami Public Library. If you have questions, call FLIC at 305-571-7254. Fiscal year 2020 budget hearings are scheduled for 6 p.m. on Tuesday, September 3rd and Tuesday, September 17th here in the North Miami Council Chamber. North Miami residents are invited to join the mayor, council, and city staff for both hearings. The Museum of Contemporary Art North Miami, also known as MoCA, is pleased to launch the fall season with the unveiling of the South Florida Cultural Consortium exhibition. On view, September 5th until October 20th, this exhibition is made possible in cooperation with Miami-Dade County's Department of Cultural Affairs. This group exhibition presents work by artists exclusively from South Florida who live and work in Broward, Martin Monroe, Palm Beach, and Miami-Dade counties. The opening reception will take place September 12th at 7 p.m. at MoCA. Van Allen Institute, in collaboration with the City of North Miami, will host its next public workshop regarding the Keep Current Repetitive Lost Properties project. Members of the North Miami community are invited to learn more about the vision, share ideas, and meet the design team who will transform a flood-prone lot here in our community. The next workshop will take place Monday, September 9th from 5:30 p.m. until 8 p.m. at the project site, which is located at 901 Northeast 144th Street here in North Miami. RSVP at nomidesign.org. The North Miami Parks and Recreation Department is hosting full moon yoga and meditation on Saturday, September 14th from 7 to 8 p.m. at Griffin Park. The session is free and open to all ages. Bring your mat. And for more information, contact the Parks and Recreation Department 305-895-9840. Mayor Philippe Bien-Aimé invites North Miami residents to a walkthrough farm share food distribution at Griffin Park on Wednesday, September 18th from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Items are available on a first-come, first-served basis. Councilwoman Mary Estime Irvin invites you to a District 3 community workshop on Thursday, September 19th at Griffin Community Center. Representatives from the Police Department, Public Works, Code Compliance, and Utility Billing will be in attendance to answer questions and address concerns from members of the public. For more information, contact the Mayor and Council's office, 305-895-8918. Stay up to date with the latest happenings in our city during the summer with the latest happenings in our city by visiting northmiamifl.gov and then click on Connect with NOMI on the homepage, where you can also sign up to receive our monthly NOMI newsletter. Residents will also be able to like us on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. Thank you.
Mayor, for the
Thank you very
record,
much. Yes, sir.
as of 7:04, Councilwoman Estime Irvin is present.
Thank you very much. City projects.
No project update, but we do have a hurricane update.
Hurricane preparedness.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Commander Angelo Brenson, Emergency Manager. As of the 5 o'clock advisory today, Tropical Storm Dorian still has sustained winds of 50 miles per hour. In order to be a hurricane, it has to have a minimum miles per hour wind speed of 74. So it's still a medium-sized tropical storm. As of tomorrow, Dorian will start impacting Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands as it continues to travel to the west. That impact will continue to break up the storm. So at this time, as the storm moves to west-northwest, that's good because it's away from us. So we should just have a rain event this weekend by the time it reaches us. However, we are still preparing as if the storm is coming, and should we have any other serious impacts, we're prepared to respond for whatever happens.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? No?
I have,
Yes.
Yes.
should we be making any announcements, or should our residents be told, now's not the time to empty out the houses and to do their house cleaning, and now's not the time to just start trimming trees and really loading up on the bulk?
Yeah, we will send out those type of messages. I've been sending that message out the entire hurricane season, that once you get an alert, that's not the time to go trim your trees or put out trash piles. But we'll continue to send that message out along with the updates as we
And-
monitor.
Will we be sending, can we send code out to, there's a lot of building going on, there's a lot of loose, building materials and stuff. Can we alert those people that they need to get those things secured?
As, ma'am, as of Monday morning, Steve Pizzillo, our building inspector, him and his department have been going around to all construction sites that we're aware of and handing out flyers
Great.
and letting them know that we are monitoring the storm and that they need to be prepared to shut down should we receive an impact.
Thank you, Mr. Pizzillo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now let's go to the agenda. City manager, do we have any addition, deletion, or any
Ve-
movement on the agenda?
Very quickly, sir, I would like to add tab G and tab L to the consent agenda.
I'm sorry,
She-
you say
wait.
you wanna remove it or you wanna add?
Add tab G and tab L to the consent agenda.
What is G?
Tab L.
G is the procurement of the leak detection equipment, 30,000, and
See that.
L is the purchase of the channel markers,
So why are we adding it? Just-
64. It's under the threshold.
I thought we didn't, do we have a threshold? I thought we didn't. What is it?
100,000.
100?
It's
wow.
depend only for construction. Do you
Oh,
have
okay.
any question? Do you
No.
agree that
No, that's fine.
that's fine?
Just didn't know.
Motion to move G and L.
Second.
I have a motion to move tabs G and L to the consent agenda made by Councilman Galvin, a second by Vice Mayor Keys. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The
Thank you
item
for-
passes 5-0.
Also, one other, I'd like for you to consider tab Q
Tab Q.
earlier in the agenda following the consent.
Actually, I'd like to make a motion that we actually table tab Q,
Wait, give me a second.
please.
You wanna move it to?
To
My request was just to move it up in the agenda.
Yes, that's what we gotta do first, and after that, let's set the agenda then, okay? And you want tab Q?
Move where?
Immediately
After-
following the
First.
consent
Oh, okay.
agenda.
After the consent. And before we move forward, I have tab,
I wanted
Yes.
to pull tab F for discussion.
we're gonna pull tab F for discussion.
Tab F, okay. Okay.
Tab F for discussions.
I don't know if you wanna just discuss it before we vote or however.
No, just for discussion, what's that? For discussion, okay. And are we done with the removal? And I wanna remove tab D from the consent.
D?
D, like dog.
You wanna move it completely? Oh,
No,
from
remove it,
consent.
yeah, from
I
consent.
see, got it.
And we can exchange it with Q,
Okay. So this is
right? Yeah.
here.
Change with
Right.
Q.
Like
You
you
understand,
said.
after,
Yeah,
for
after-
last, yeah,
after,
yeah,
yeah,
that's what I
after,
meant,
after,
not
sorry.
exchange, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, tab D. And
QD, okay.
are you okay with all the changes, Madam
Yeah,
Clerk?
okay.
Okay.
And now, Mr.
Is that
City
all?
Attorney, is the agenda set
Yes, Mayor, the agenda set, you may proceed.
with the change? Thank you very much. Can I hear a motion on the consent now without tab D?
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
And F, G and F.
Thank you very much.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the consent agenda with tabs A, B, C, E, G, and L. The motion was seconded by Councilwoman Mary Estimate Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes 5-0 vote.
And now, thank you
Wait,
very
I'm sorry,
much.
I'm sorry, wait.
Sorry, sorry.
Which tab, because there was a tab, I'm sorry, which tab did we
So we
Passes,
pulled
we put in the consent.
A, B, C. We removed D.
Mhm.
E, removed F, added G, and added L.
I need to make a motion with L,
Yeah.
to pull it out. I have some questions.
Okay,
I'll withdraw my motion to approve the consent agenda as previously read.
okay.
I'm sorry.
And now, no,
Wow.
That's fine.
Be a long night.
okay, you wanna remove L, right?
Yes.
And L is not on consent.
No,
Okay.
that's what she was reading it in the consent.
You added, we
I
added
didn't
it.
add it.
You made a motion to
We
add
made
it.
a
Oh, that's
motion.
what I,
to add
They
it.
added, do you wanna remove it?
that's what I wanted to.
You wanna remove it?
Because I have a question regarding L.
Okay,
I didn't make the
thank,
motion.
Oh, okay, I thought you did.
she make the motion to add it, and he passes.
Oh, he did. Scott did. Scott, you did?
I made a motion that we would accept the consent agenda, including tabs A, B, C, E, G, and L.
Yes,
Okay.
the 64,000
And I
and the
second
30.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna
And
discuss
he pa-
D as in dog and F as in Frank separately.
Okay,
And then we're
then
gonna
that-
go
Do
to
you have a
Q.
question on?
I'm all right.
on-
That's okay. That's.
Do you have a question? We can do
No,
that
no, no,
now
no, it's okay, it's
before
okay.
we set.
So it's-
It's okay, we could set it.
Okay.
Okay,
So are you,
Don't ask
are
me
you
to repeat
moving,
that.
are you gonna move it, Councilman?
I again
it, yeah.
motioned the approval of the consent agenda with items A, B, C, E, G, and L.
And I second it again.
We've already voted, so.
you already
Well-
voted.
But I had withdrawn my motion out of consideration.
Yeah,
so
Yes.
I'm
and
remaking
he
it
added again, that's
And
when,
record me as a note, just for the record.
Okay.
Thank you.
Too long of recess.
okay. Thank you very much, and now tab Q. And tab
we
Q
have to do D and
is
F?
a,
You wanna do Q before D and F?
that's what you
Yeah,
asked to
that's what I
remove.
said.
That's what they asked, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And now tab Q
right.
is a quasi judiciary item,
Mr.
Madam
Ma-
Clerk.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to motion that we table this for until the next council meeting, please.
Second the motion to continue.
And
All right, I have a motion to.
listen,
tab-
before we move, it's a quasi judiciary, and I think that we have multiple people in this room ready for that item. And we have lawyers coming from out of the state, and you have residents here ready to talk about the item. And you still want to table it, Madam?
Yes, Mr. Mayor,
Okay.
if that be the will of the council.
Mr. Winbrook,
Mayor,
how are
if I
you?
could, Mayor, members of
Everything's-
council, Mr. City Manager, the City Attorney, on behalf of the applicant, at the suggestion of the District Commissioner, we are prepared to accept a deferral for the 2 weeks. We appreciate the effort and spirit of which more information needs to be provided. So if we could go ahead and accept her motion to deferral, the applicant has no objection.
Thank you very
you.
much. And motion accepted. And second, Madam Clerk, it's a can you do roll call? It's a quasi judiciary item.
Yes, for the record, I have to read the actual text of the item. Tab Q is resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, acting as the zoning appeals board pursuant to section 2-501 of the land development regulations, considering an appeal of a denial of an application for a special exception permit pursuant to Article 5, Division 1, Section 5-101E of the Land Development Regulations, LDRs, to allow a proposed drive-through in connection with a Wendy's restaurant at the property located at 13400 Northeast 3rd Court in the C1 District. Said special exception to be reviewed under the criteria set forth in Article 3, Division 5, Section 3-504 of the LDRs, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes. I have a motion to table the item until the next council meeting, made by Councilwoman Estime Irvin. It was seconded by Councilman Galvin. All in favor?
It's going to be a roll call.
No. Oh, yeah, roll call.
Roll call, yeah.
Excuse me, it should be a roll call vote.
It's just for two.
Vice Mayor Keys, how do you vote?
Yes.
Councilman Dezelme, how do you vote?
No.
Councilwoman Estime Irvin, how do you vote?
Yes,
Councilman Galvin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mayor Bienemay, how do you vote?
Yes.
The item passes with a 4-0 vote.
No Wendy's tonight.
4-1, excuse me, a 4-1 vote.
Everybody
Yes.
head to Popeyes for that chicken.
Yeah, go to Popeye. Bring me back a sandwich.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And Madam Clerk,
Tab D.
you-
Tab D.
yes.
Tab D, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the
You are
city of
tab
North.
D? D, like dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, declaring surplus city-owned rights-of-way located along I-95 and 135th Street, also known as parcel number 117, authorizing the conveyance of same to the Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT, in accordance with section 7-145 of the City of North Miami Code of Ordinances for no monetary consideration for improvements along the I-95 corridor, authorizing the city manager to take all actions necessary to accomplish the conveyance of said property, including the execution of deeds for such purposes, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Thank you very much, and council member, vice mayor, and council member. And for years, I've been fighting with our public work department, try to bring FDOT on board on the landscaping of I-90 and in and out of the city of North Miami, 135th, 125th, 119, both sides. If you come in from maybe Weston, if you come in from Broward, all the way to the downtown, if you see both sides, you're gonna see some nice landscaping, except North Miami. We've been trying to reach out to FDOT, and just today I received an email stated that they are conducting a study. I would like to see that study done not only for both in and out on 135th Street, but also on 125th and 119. That's why before we move forward with that item and allow FDOT to do improvements, and by using city land, I would like to make it some type of negotiation in order to force them not only to do that improvements, but also in and out 135th Street, 125th Street, and 119. That's why I would like to make a motion to table that item until we get to a resolution with that FDOT on making sure that we do the landscaping on all those three entrances of the city of North Miami, and that's my motion.
I would
On tab D.
I'd second that.
Which tab, Mr. Mayor?
Tab D.
Tab D, oh,
Yeah. It's like they want to remove the wall on I-95, but they're going to use a part of city land, but at the same, the big one on I-95. That's a two, just for improvements. But at the same time, we've been working with them for years for 135th Street, like 125th and 119. It seems like when you go to Plantation and elsewhere, they spend a lot of money on landscaping. When you go on I-95, because the Super Bowl is coming, you see some trees and a lot of landscaping. But when it comes to North Miami, it's like that they don't pay attention to us. That's why I would like to table the item, so when they come up on the table with us and decided to do something for North Miami, so we will be a good neighbor to them. It's table the item. It's second, Madam City Clerk.
I have a motion to table the item made by Mayor Bienemay. I have a second by Vice Mayor Keys. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you very much, guys.
The
That
item
means
passes with a 5-0 vote.
thank you, and see the manager and Public Works and see if we can clean up 135th, 125th. Every time I have to call Public Works and to do something. We need to do something. We want to work with you, but you got to be able to work with us too. And on that, that's all. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, next item.
Tab F, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, approving a sister city affiliation with the city of Coatebuque, Haiti, through the Sister Cities program. Further authorizing the city manager and the city attorney to negotiate and execute all necessary documents to effectuate said sister city affiliation, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Thank you very much. We are going to open public hearing on the item, but before we move forward, I have a question for the maker of the motion of the item. It's Councilwoman Marie-Estime Yevin. Is there any money attached to the decision?
No, I move, it's Councilman Irvin's motion, I mean, it's item, it's my motion to pull it.
Yeah, she
to
wanna,
discuss
she
it.
have question for discussion. Yeah, we're gonna move it for discussion. I have a question.
Okay,
Is that included money? Are we
Can I-
gonna
sure.
staff? Yeah.
So, Natasha Colebrook-Williams and I have been working on this, and I'll go ahead and defer to her. Go ahead, Ms. Williams.
To establish Natasha Colebrook-Williams,
And-
Chief of Staff. Can you hear me? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
Project a little bit for us old people.
Natasha Colebrook-Williams, Chief of Staff, to enter into an agreement. There's no associated cost.
Okay, and from what I understand in the proposed budget, when it comes to sister cities, as proposed by the administration, we still have the same amount.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Madam Vice Mayor.
No, well,
question.
my question was, I've gotten calls and some comments on it, so I wanted to make sure there is no cost. Is this the third or the fourth city, sister city that we have in Haiti?
This would be the third. We have 2 active sister city relationships. If you move forward this evening, this would be the third. We have one that's inactive. The terminology used by Sister Cities International is that it's dormant, which we've officially submitted paperwork for.
So is there any background? I'm gonna ask Councilman Irvin, why did we pick this city? I mean, I don't have an objection. I'd just like to know where the city is, why we chose this city, a little bit about it. And also, in the future, I'd like to have a discussion about sister cities, where we're going with this. I know, Councilman DeSilma, you're very active in that. And we keep picking one country. I'd like to see if we can't include a couple other cities. If it doesn't cost the city anything to have sister cities, I think we should be more inclusive, more diverse with our sister city program.
And,
Can I?
yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry. As a board member of Sister City International, which I just learned about the item myself, there isn't a cost, and the mission of Sister City is really to promote democracy, which we badly need in this time around the world, et cetera, et cetera. There are a couple. We have a city we're looking at in Israel. Perhaps in China, we are talking about another sister city. It's just a process that's a little bit longer, because I know I have asked Natasha and staff is working in for China. I hear Puerto Rico. So you could add as many cities as you want. There's not really a cost to it, because it's just a matter of technical support. A lot of it is there's not really, some of it doesn't really does anything with the relation. So for folks who understand it, like City of Miami have at least 20. So there's other cities throughout the world that have, it's just a friendship relationship that sometimes they come and learn technical support and different things about how to operate cities, et cetera, and promote democracy. That's just it. There's no cost. The cost that we have in the budget is something that has always been there, even when we had one city, and that's, of course, if for Natasha, for myself, or whoever's going to actual training here, there's no money that goes to the country. That we don't do. If people would think that we give money to whoever the city is, we don't do that. We will give them technical support, et cetera, training, et cetera. So that's basically it.
And let's conclude that I've been on the council for over 6 years. The same amount who were there before for sister cities, whether we are one city or 20 cities, is the same amount. That's mean there is no increase in budget and anything else. Now let's open it to the public. Public hearing is open on the item. Public hearing is still open. Public hearing is now closed. Can I have your motion?
Oh, gee.
Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Good evening, Council. Jessica Alston, 1140 Northwest 125 Street. I feel that we should diversify in the Sister City project and include more ethnicities in the sharing. I would hope that it could include some countries in the Caribbean, in South America, and that we would share with everyone with an equal hand. Thank you.
Thank you. And just to say that right now we are in the process of adding a Caribbean country, which is city, which is Freeport, Bahamas. And we
Yeah.
are working on
And
that.
Mr.
That's
Mayor,
been multiple.
Even the residents, you guys could give us ideas if you
And
have
proposal.
a country or city, because we're looking at different cities, and we will definitely do it, because it's not a cost adding to it. It's just us kind of feeling good that we have a relationship with another sister city. If there's a hurricane or something, they may call us and say, what do we do? You guys are the expert. So it could be any city. So anybody, if you have it, just email it to any of us, and we will look at it. And there's a process. Natasha will go through it, and that'll be it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is now closed. Can I hear a motion on the item, please?
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion to approve the item made by Vice Mayor Keys, a second by Councilwoman Estimate Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Next item.
Going back to the natural order of the alphabet.
Yes.
Tab H. Proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, ratifying the selection of V Engineering and Consulting Corp. As the lowest responsive and responsible contractor to perform the 125th Street beautification project in accordance with the terms, conditions, and specifications contained in invitation for bid number 41-18-19, further ratifying the execution of an agreement with V Engineering and Consulting Corp. for the provision of services in an amount not to exceed $120,500, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Thank you.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, Alberto Estrade, Purchasing Department. The item that you have before you under tab H represents staff's request for the council's ratification of the city manager's bid award during recess to the firm V Engineering and Consulting Corp. as the lowest responsive and responsible bidder for the Northeast 125th Street beautification project, which was advertised by the city through solicitation titled IFB number 421819. As reflected in your council report, the project consists primarily of the installation of landscaping improvements, including the planting of new trees and concrete pavers along Northeast 125th Street from Griffin Boulevard to North Bayshore Drive. In response to this solicitation, the city received 6 bids from experienced and licensed contractors. A tabulation of each of the bids submitted and the resulting lowest bidder, being V Engineering, can be found on the second page of your council report. This project is being funded by a matching grant, which was awarded to the city by the Florida Department of Transportation's Highway Beautification Council. Therefore, in order to comply with the grant deadline, the city manager approved the bid award to V Engineering over the recess, and this is now being submitted to council for your ratification. As a result, staff recommends the council's approval on the award to V Engineering for the Northeast 125th Street beautification project in an amount not to exceed $120,500 and an estimated completion time of 120 days from the issuance of notice to proceed. Also here in support of this item is the city engineer in charge of this project, Mr. Akin Osadin. And this concludes my presentation. If you have any questions, we will be glad to take.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you can ask question if you have any
Mr.
questions.
Estrada, you said this is coming to us for ratification, or this is already, explain that to me, we're already in contract with these people?
We had a grant deadline
Mm-hmm.
related to this project, So during the break, you know, we went through the entire process. Under the break authorization, I went ahead and awarded the highest bidder, and but per procedure, I have to bring it back for ratification.
Okay,
So-
I don't feel comfortable with that, and I understand, but next time, please, at least let me know that's what you're doing, because I'm not gonna vote for something that he selected. I'm just not doing that. But that, I understand the deadline that they have. So we need to find a way where all these deadlines that we are having, where we all were available. I mean, I know I was out the country, but, you know, at least that should have been explained to me that I have a deadline, this is what we're doing, because I cannot be, you know, responsible for it, and I didn't make the decision. So, and I understand that it's a deadline, but when I heard the word ratification, that's why I wanted to just get that clarified. So, moving forward, thank you.
A question, would you like to postpone the vote for next
No,
week?
I think it's already done. But I'll go ahead and support it, but just for me, you know, Mr. Mayor, just to be comfortable, Mr. Manager, please do not do something and ask me to vote for it backwards
No, but we
when but that's fine.
just wanna, just
Go
wanna make sure I understand. Did we not authorize mayor and council during the recess that, the city manager?
Yes.
I just want to make sure.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? Do we have a draw? Or
Excuse
do you have a draw, a plan already? No?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, Mr.
No
Mayor.
presentation of that? Draw? At least we would like to see it.
There's nothing we can do. It's already too late.
No, I understand that. At least we can make change. We can make changes in the plan. At least we would like to see a draw where we're gonna. Yes, sir.
Good evening, City Engineer Akin. We have Kevin from Kimley Horn, Steve from Kimley Horn.
But you
that-
don't have any visual presentation.
We don't have any visual, but
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I thought you had one. No, that's fine. Thank you. And now let's open it to the public. Public hearing is open on tab H. Public hearing is open on tab, yes.
Jessica Alston, 1140 Northwest 125 Street. It's my hope that in this new year that we can operate with more transparency and visibility, and approving this plan without any type of visual representation is, to me, unacceptable. We can do better than that, and I ask that we do that in the future. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Gwendolyn West, and I live at 13090 Griffin Boulevard. And being that you're going to beautify the city, that is a long stretch from Griffin Boulevard to Bayshore Drive. You're not letting us know whether you're going to do lighting, trees, and then you say that we've already approved it. Why? And I understand you're saying that you gave the power to the city manager to do this, but does the city manager know what the beautification is? Are we putting art? What is it? Could you just tell us what it is if you're not?
No,
You're not showing us anything. Next time? After the 120 days are over, you bring it the next time. I live in the neighborhood, and we already have an issue.
Go ahead and just answer some questions.
Yes.
We're gonna-
Do you have a question? Go ahead.
I did ask him a question.
Okay, so you can have a seat and we're gonna answer all the questions
Okay.
after. Public hearing is open on tab H.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Alina Medina, 1270 Northeast, 124th Street. And being that it was approved already, maybe there's space still for the citizens to participate in the ideas of this enhancement to 125th? Is that possible?
Okay.
I mean, the
You hear the
grant was
question,
approved?
can you?
Uh-huh.
Yes. We are going to answer all the questions at once. What is your question?
So the grant was already approved, I understand that. Is there still a possibility that citizens can participate in possible workshops to have input on the design of the beautification?
Thank you very much. We're going to answer the question
Thank
after.
you.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open on the item. Public hearing is now closed. Mr. Estradi, let me ask you a question. Is it
Yes,
a
sir.
part of the downtown action plan that we've
No.
been having for years that we passed? Huh?
Right, this is a beautification process, project rather, Mr. Mayor. I'm not the design engineer.
Okay.
I handle the
Thank you very
procurement
much. Can I hear a
aspect of it.
motion to table the item because people want to see visual presentation about the item?
Sir, may I? You already,
We understand that, but we need to see a visual presentation. We want to see it. That's
Okay,
why- How
but
did you
I
approve
just wanna
something
put
if you
one-
haven't seen the
I-
draw? That's what we want to see.
if you
Whatever
allow-
you saw
Mr. Mayor, if
to
you allow me to
approve the
put it on the record.
project, we want to see it, and the residents want to
Okay.
see it. That's all.
That's fine. I would like to put something on the record, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You already approved.
We
this
unders-
No, not my authorization to issue this. You actually approved the grant with the scope of work and everything previous to.
We understand that.
Okay, I
We
just
un-
want to put that on the record. So
we
it's not
just
like it
need
was
to see a
never-
draw, a visual presentation for the
So
residents.
I just want to clear up that it was not,
We
ever
unders-
not brought to this council.
We understand that.
Yes.
Yeah.
My concern was not that it wasn't bought.
No, no, that's not
yeah,
what
that
we are
we know,
discussing.
because
They
we
wanna
voted
see
on
it
it,
draw, yeah,
obviously.
that's fine. And let's move it to the next council meetings.
Second.
And we have a second.
Okay.
Madam Clerk,
Sorry. I have a motion made by Mayor Bienemay to table the item at tab H.
to postpone it until.
Continue it to September 10th.
Yeah. It's not, yeah,
To postpone the item until September 10th.
yeah.
The motion was seconded by Councilwoman Desilmay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The motion to table passes with a 5-0 vote.
Not to move the item
To
until
move-
the next
To
council.
postpone the item until September 10th.
Thank
It's
you.
technically, when you table
different.
something, just
Yes.
like, tabling means it's off the table indefinitely, continuing to a specific date is
Yeah.
different. So if we're just doing it to September 10th, it's continuing to September 10th.
Okay.
Tab
Thank you.
I, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Mhm.
But what are we gonna do in the, because their answer was, are we gonna put this on the website? Is there a work, so they wanna.
Just a visual
see it, a
presentation,
visual.
and everybody
We'll do a
can
full-
see.
Okay.
Full visual
Got it.
presentation.
and
Thank you.
everything, yeah.
Dr. West, yeah, that's good, I think, okay.
Tab I, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute an amendment to the agreement between the city of North Miami and Craven Thompson and Associates, Inc., to include construction administration services at a cost not to exceed $159,385, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Once again, for the record, Alberto Estrada, Purchasing Department. The item that you have before you is staff's recommended approval of an amendment to the engineering contract with Craven Thompson and Associates to provide the city with construction administration services for 2 water main projects to be located at Northwest 8th Avenue and Northeast 5th Place for a total fee not to exceed $159,385. As reflected on your council report, on August 28, 2018, the council approved an agreement with Craven Thompson to provide the city with professional engineering, design, permitting, and bid assistance services for the 2 water main projects described in the report. Staff has now negotiated a proposal with Craven Thompson to add construction administration services to these 2 projects. These services include, but not limited to, on-site construction observation, public awareness assistance, testing, and reporting, final inspection, final certification. Staff has negotiated a fee of $159,385 with Craven Thompson to provide these services over an estimated project duration of approximately 7 months from the city's issuance of a notice to proceed. Here with me in support of this item is the Public Works Director, Mr. Wissa Pierre Lewis. In the event that you have any questions regarding the actual work involved for these projects. This concludes my presentation, and if you have any questions, be glad to take them.
Thank you very much. Any question on the dais? And let's move it to the public. Public hearing is open on tab I. Public hearing is open. Public hearing is
Jessica Alston, 1140 Northwest 125 Street. Here we have another example of an agenda item that is completely, purely vague. Vague, meaning there is no transparency at all. It just says construction administration services. I had to sit here to know, which I just learned it included Northwest 8th Avenue and Northeast 5th Place. Can we please operate with more transparency this year? Can you please state in the items specifically what it's for? I think that's reasonable. And really, that's what we expect. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But residents say they need water and sewer improvements. That's exactly what it is. It's water and sewer improvement. It's stated clearly, and the packet is online. All the information are online. Mr.
Right, it's not fair for us to publicize something, have public hearings, and be accused of not being transparent.
Yeah.
That's just not fair.
Yeah.
There's a duty to actually look at the agenda and inform yourself instead of just rising to the microphone and saying you're not being transparent.
By law, every Wednesday, is it Thursday before the meeting, everything is on the city website, the supporting documents, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Mr. Wissner, just a quick question for them. What is that exactly? It's a sewer project, right? What it is?
Through the city manager, Whistler Pierre Lewis, Public Works Director, it is construction administrative services for water main. The consultant designed 2 water mains at 2 different locations, and now they're providing the construction administration services.
Give me the locations, please.
The locations are Northeast 5th Place and Northwest 8th Avenue.
Northeast 5th Place
Yes.
and
Northwest, so I'll give you the exact, sorry. Northeast 5th Place from 143rd to 145th.
from
Northeast
143rd to
145th to, from 6th Avenue to 5th Avenue.
The second one is where?
This is all the first location.
Oh, okay.
So it's Northeast 5th Place from 143rd to 145th.
Mm-hmm.
145th from 6th to 5th Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And 143rd from 6th to 5th Avenue. That's the first location.
Mm-hmm.
The second location is Northwest 8th Avenue from 140th Terrace to approximately 150 feet north of 142nd.
Wait a minute. You sure you got that correct?
You know, we serve
Yes.
Oh.
the area outside the city.
Oh,
Yes,
so
we
this is
service
not in the
outside.
city?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I just, when he said that, I'm like, that's not North Miami.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure as long as you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You done with the second one?
And from on Northwest 140th Terrace from 7th Avenue to 8th Avenue.
That's it.
That's it.
And all those informations were online.
Yes, sir. they
Thank
will.
you very much. Public hearing is still open on the item. Public hearing is now closed. Can I hear a motion, please?
Motion move.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilwoman Estimate Irvin to approve tab I. The motion was seconded by Councilman Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes with a 5-0 vote. Tab J, Proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the city manager and city attorney to negotiate and execute a professional services agreement between the city of North Miami and Terra Tech Inc. for surveying, geotechnical, utility verification, subsurface utility exploration, design permitting, and bid assistance and construction administration services for a force main replacement project at an amount not to exceed $345,128 pursuant to request for qualifications number 08-17-18, continuing professional architectural and engineering services, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
For the record, Alberto Estrada, Purchasing Department. The item that you have before you under tab J is staff's recommended approval of an agreement with the consulting firm Tetra Tech to provide the city with professional engineering services for the Northeast 135th Street Force Main Replacement Project at a total fee not to exceed $345,128. As reflected in the council report submitted in support of this item, Tetra Tech is one of the engineering firms approved by this council on the list of pre-qualified CCNA consulting firms on February 12th of this year, and was the top-ranked firm in its category. As a result, staff requested a proposal from Tetra Tech to provide engineering services for the following project, and a description of this is in the council report, as was in the previous council report, a complete description of the location. The location is this project is to replace the existing 18-inch diameter force main along Northeast 135th Street from Biscayne Boulevard to Northeast 16th Avenue. The proposed force main will be connected to the existing 10-inch diameter force main that runs along Northeast 135th Street east of Biscayne Boulevard and the existing 16-inch diameter force main that runs south along Biscayne Boulevard, south of Northeast 135th Street. A portion of the 10-inch force main will then be replaced to just outside of the Biscayne Boulevard eastern right-of-way line. The proposed force main will be reconnected at Northeast 16th Avenue to the continuation of the existing force main being replaced, which continues north to Miami-Dade Pump Station 347. The portion north of Northeast 135th Street will not be replaced. Staff has negotiated a fee of $345,128 with Tetra Tech to provide the necessary services for this project with an estimated duration of 24 months from issuance of a notice to proceed. Staff recommends award of this contract with Tetra Tech and requests authorization to finalize and execute an agreement with them for this project. Here with me in support of this item was once again the Public Works Director, Mr. Wilson Pierre Lewis, and if you have any questions, we'll be glad to take them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can you repeat the location, Mr. Whistler?
Sure. The project is on Northeast 135th Street from Biscayne Boulevard to Northeast 16th Avenue.
What are you doing exactly?
We are replacing a force main, an 18-inch diameter force main.
Thank you very much. Do you have any? Yes.
Yes. What's the timetable for start and finish on the project?
The time, it's estimated 24 months from the point that we issue a notice to proceed to the design engineer. That includes the design, the bidding, and the construction.
I care most about how long the road's going to be torn up. When will the road begin to be torn up, and when will it be patched and back to normal?
I'll have to defer to the consultant for that exact timeline.
Good evening, Chris Savatsky with Tetra Tech. That timeline, sir, 8 months in construction.
Starting what date?
It would be 2 years out minus 8, so we'd be looking at about April 2021. Is that right? Nope.
So
January.
April 2020.
January 2021.
January 2021 through August 2021.
Through August 20.
Okay.
Yep.
And obviously that's a little ways off, a little reminder with an ability for me to put it out to residents in the area. That would be very helpful because that's the railroad crossing and
Exactly.
everything there, so it'll get really tricky.
Exactly.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. You have-
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Real quick question, definitely in support of the project. But Mr. Estrada, the selection process, they were in a pool, right? They part of the pool that we have.
Yes, sir, Councilman, they were the top-ranked firm in their
No,
category.
I understand. is it possible, I just want to make sure, and it has nothing to do with the company, that that you could give me a report of what firm get what, that we evenly, so we haven't done, this is their first project, right?
This is their first
Okay.
assignment under the new.
Oh, awesome, thank you.
What do you want to say?
No,
It's fine.
he said that this is their first one, so it's not that they're repeating,
Oh,
you're not,
okay.
touching the other ones, being
Okay,
fair.
okay.
That's right.
Thank you very much. And
Yeah.
yes.
I'm just really happy we're starting to get these water mains done. Our city really needs them. Thank, Whistler, your team did I wanted to say this, did a fantastic job. Friday night, we had a 6-inch water main that broke in Keystone.
Yes, Keystone Boulevard.
They were out there in a matter of minutes and worked for several hours on a Friday night. And I know we had a similar, that was nature, and then we had one like 2-3 days earlier on Biscayne Boulevard, and that was, a contractor did it. But our water mains, our water system is old, and the sooner we get all this done, the better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now let's open it to the public. Public hearing is open on the item.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and City Council members. Welcome back from your break. Kevin Burns, 2065 Alamanda Drive. Just for clarification, I've read the attachment to the agenda item. From my understanding, this is just the construction services, architecture, so forth. It is not the actual installation of the water main. Is that correct?
That's correct. These
So
are
they're
the engineering services.
All right, the engineering services. So they're going to have to come back and get approval to spend the money on the actual pipe that you're going to include. Engineering is usually about 10 to 15% of your cost of your project. So are you saying this water main is going to be close to $3 million to go from 18th Avenue to 16th, or Biscayne to 13th Avenue? And if that is, when will that come before the council for approval, and why is it not included that this is a component to a bigger project? Because if that is in fact what it is. And if we're spending $350,000 on this project, but you just approved a company prior at $158,000 for a supplement to their contract for 2 water mains, force mains, and you're doing one on here. I just want to make sure we're comparing contracts, but are we actually investing in a $3 million project that's coming sooner or later to us before they do their work?
Well, this contract is.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna answer the. Yes. Public hearing is still open on the item. Public hearing is now closed. Can you answer?
Sure
Yes,
thing.
sir.
This contract is for the engineering services. The design of the project hasn't even commenced yet. As part of their services, they'll be providing estimates to us as we go along, leading up to the actual bidding of this project. And yes, the mayor was correct. We will have to bring this back to you, the actual bidding of this project. But first you have to design it, and then they're going to estimate it, value engineering, working with staff. But the public works director can add to that.
Those is for design of the project, right?
Design of the project.
And engineer. Yes, sir. You wanna say?
Yes, the consultant did provide a preliminary cost estimate, and it was approximately $2 million for the force main.
Okay. That's when they charge more than 10% of the cost for for design?
The cost for the design and construction management services fluctuates.
Okay, okay. Let me ask you a question. Do we have the money available already?
Yes, we
You
have
set aside
requested
for
it in
that.
the budget, yes.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a quick question, Mr. Mayor. Former mayor mentioned a point, and I just want to be clear because I'm assuming the scope is different. The previous firm, with the 2, this one I'm assuming is a little bit more detailed. That's why we double. So give us an explanation. Your expertise, why is it double, so that at least the public will understand the nature of the scope.
This is a 18-inch force main. It's a larger size than both of the prior projects. It's on a FDOT right-of-way, Florida Department of Transportation. The Forceman will also cross the FEC, the railroad, and the Anna Canal, which is under the jurisdiction of the South Florida Water Management District. So it's a more complex project. It will include not your traditional open cut construction, which is the most basic, simple one. There'll be different design implications, and that's why it's more complex and
Next
costs
question.
more.
With the pool that we have, Mr. Estrada, did we put it out there? We were looking for a quote, or we just selected somebody and say, give us a quote?
No, under CCNA guidelines and the statute.
What is CCNA?
It's the governing statute for these type of services. You cannot bid out these projects. Professional
Okay.
services cannot be bid out. You can't sort of price shop.
So
They're
you just
considered
pick
prof-
somebody and
Yeah,
then they tell
that's
them to
correct.
give you.
And, well, it's a negotiated price.
So you
Based on-
negotiated this, I'm assuming.
That's correct.
Let me clarify that answer.
Because I'm in the wrong business.
The consulting, the statute, the Consulting Competitive Negotiation Act
Mhm.
calls for us to do pre-qualification lists. And if you
Which we
recall,
did.
we did. Remember, we had the two segments. We had a
Mhm.
smaller project segment
And
and a
big.
larger. And remember some of the lists, and there were several lists that we approved. Then from there, when we have a project that comes up, then we go to bid that.
Okay, because
So-
I'm glad you bring that up, because I will be advocating that we don't do that anymore, because we are at a disadvantage as a city, because,
We're required to by state law.
oh, we required to by state law.
yes.
So in other words, you're saying the state law is saying, the state statute is saying, we have to pick a company, and whatever price that they give, we negotiate with them, and we give them, and that's that.
No, it says we have to, ahead of having projects,
Mhm.
we have to establish a
the-
pre-qualification list.
Which is fine. I'm
right?
okay with that.
And then from there, we would then negotiate. It's not saying we pay whatever price. We still go through a bid process.
But he just said we didn't go through a bid process.
No,
We went through the
no, what he was saying,
pre-qualification.
we don't go through an individual bid process to select the firm that's getting this work. That's the
So
clarification I
what
wanted to
did,
make.
so what process did we, how did they got selected? I just wanted to
Well,
know.
Once again, just to follow on the city manager, these firms were pre-qualified and submitted to
know that.
council, right? So then under.
I
under
just wanted to
CC
know, you selected it, which is fine, but
Under.
so that
under
we all understand.
Right, Councilman, under state law.
Yes.
These types of professional services, the only way that you can award these contracts is on a negotiated price. Now, if you sit down, across the table to negotiate a proposal from the firm and you cannot come to terms because you believe that the rates are too high, et cetera, you can then move on to another firm.
To another.
But you cannot sort of bid shop.
It's
Right.
just a lot of loophole that's not beneficial to us, but okay.
Do you have any question on the dais? No, let's open it to the
Yeah.
public. Public hearing is open on the item.
It's already open.
They're already open, we close, no other questions. Can I hear a motion on the item, please?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve the item at tab J. The motion was seconded by Vice Mayor Keys. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The item passes with a 5-0 vote.